Philip gently stroked my forehead, and that splitting headache from moments ago seemed to just melt away. So I just remembered. Back then, Philip, you never used to call me Princess. That's true. You would all call me by my name. I thought it best to keep you from calling Jandy until your memory came back. But you'd still use my name when you panicked. Or were just being very honest. Even now. Didn't you notice? That just might be. I tried very hard for you, but I guess I wasn't trying hard enough. Philip bit his lip in frustration, and I vigorously shook my head from side to side. That's not what I meant at all. It's just, when you called my name, it just made me very happy. That's all I wanted to say. Saying it out loud made me blush a little. Thank you, Jandy. Philip was blushing harder than I was, and I started to feel like teasing him again. I also remembered that you weren't very good at poetry back then. What? You remembered that too? But it was so cute, seeing you try so hard to recite those poems you memorized. Forget about that already, please. Raising both arms in defeat, Philip was almost begging. Seeing him be so dramatic made me laugh out loud. Another time I remembered was, you were always so nice to me. Not always. I told you how I felt, Jandy, even if I knew it would upset you. So is that why you acted like you didn't know me? Because you were afraid you'd lose me? Philip's eyes moistened. That's part of it. The other reason was, well, I vowed I would never upset you again, so I tried to hold my feelings back. I just couldn't do it, though. Well, I'm glad that you couldn't. Because Philip's eyes softened, and I took his warm hand in mine as I continued. Because from 1,000 years ago, I've loved you, always. I felt my temperature rising, almost as if I returned to life right there. Somehow I continued the courage. Somehow I found the courage to continue. I was just afraid of accepting how you felt, afraid that things might change, that I might change. I've never felt the way I did when I was with you, so I ran away from my first taste of love, my first taste of true love, all because I was afraid. Jandy. The real reason I forgot everything about you, Philip, about my life, it was because I was filled with regret over how dishonest I had been with myself, so much that I just wanted to forget it all. My apology out, as if I was in a confessional. Sorry, I don't really know what I should say. Philip sighed wearily and shook his head. I could see the hesitation on his face. I wouldn't either, if you suddenly said all those types of things to me. It's not that. It's not that at all. It's funny. I've spent 1,000 years studying poetry, preparing for the day we would meet again. But now, I haven't the slightest idea of what to say to you. I'm just so happy, a little surprised, a little teary-eyed, all sorts of things. The Philip that stood before me now, saying those things, was the same Philip I knew from a millennium ago. Shy, not the best writer, an awkward reader of poetry. Him talk to me now made me happy, a little surprised, and a little teary-eyed too.
Next, we can expect a kiss. No kiss! Oh, and don't mind me. Think of me as just an
A fashionable conversation piece. We can't just ignore you, Skeletona. Decorations don't talk back. But what if you kiss? No, I'll be honest. I want to see a passionate kiss. The manhead we all know and love. You really never change, do you? A defeated smile spread over Philip's face. Still, if the princess would allow me, I'd be more than willing to show my affection with a kiss. I'll leave that up to my prince. As soon as I said this, the rose on Skeletona's ribcage seemed to shimmer with excitement. Just what is up with that flower, anyways? Oh! The lady requested Philip. I mean, the prince. Well, how about this, Skeletona? No sooner had Philip begun to talk when a powerful force shook the house. Next came what sounded like a steam whistle, which startled us even more. What the? I'll go see what's going on outside. Princess, Skeletona, please stay here. With those words, Philip ran out the door as we stood there in an uneasy silence. Find her! It's the princess! Excuse me, madame. Excuse me. Before we knew what was happening, soldiers had captured us, covering our mouths with their hands. They must have snuck in through the back. We struggled in vain, as our desperate screams were muffled into near silence. What should we do with this? Dagnabbit, seriously? What should we do with this bag of bones? Break it down and leave it here. Break it down and leave it here. Skeletona was fighting back as hard as he could, but it was no use. The soldiers still carried me away. Who are these people? Where are they taking me? Philip! Help! Philip, is he all right? Is Skeletona? There is no way I would be kidnapped without a fight, and so fight I did. This princess, she's more feisty than she looks. It'd be a pain in the neck to try and take her away while she's like this. Fine, give her some of that instant sleeping powder. Sleeping powder? Where'd they get that? Stop! Stop! My mind was jumbled with all sorts of thoughts and fears as everything went black.